Welcome to the distributed system course. Today we are going to discuss distributed shared memory in the distributed system. The distributed system consists of a set of processes that communicate with each other. A process in the distributed system can be classified into two groups, that is independent process and cooperating process. An independent process is not affected by execution of the other process, while in the case of cooperating process can be affected by other process. So we can group this particular set of process into two, that is independent process and cooperating process. In the case of independent process, it is not affected by the execution of other process, but in the case of cooperating process, it can be affected by other executing process. The particular process communicate with each other by using some mechanism called inter-process communication. It is a mechanism which allows process to communicate with each other and synchronize their actions. The communication between these processes can be seen as a method of cooperation between them. The resources or processes can communicate with each other through two methods. That is, first one is the message passing and second one is the um, shared memory. The message passing and the shared memory models are used for inter-process communication. Then the operating system can implement both of these methods, or it can either use shared memory or message passing in the case of design. First, we can discuss about the first method, that is a message passing. Then we will discuss the shared memory methods. Then come to the message passing methods. In the process communicate with each other without using any kind of shared memory. There is no common memory for this per set of process in the system. That is, there is no common method, so it will by using some message passing methods, the process interact with each other. If consider two process A and B want to communicate with each other, then it will follow some steps to perform the message passing. It will first establish a communication link, then start exchanging message using some basic primitives. If there is already some links, if a link is already exists, no need to establish it again. Then it will start exchanging message using some basic primitives such as send and receive. In the send message, it contains the message and its destination address. In the case of receive also, it contains the message and the host which is send the data. Then come to the size of the message. It can be fixed size or a variable size. If it is a fixed size, it is easier for the operating system designer, but it is complicated for the programmers. That means if the size of the message is fixed, then the operating system designer no need to worry about the message size, but it is complicated for the application programmer, because when the size is larger, we want to send a or communicate a particular large data to another process, then that is a duty of the programmer to how to manage the large amount of message. If it is a variable size, then it is easy for the programmer. So it is no need to worry about the design of the design of a variable size message size. But in the case of operating system designer, it is complicated for the design the variable size message. Then here you can see that the sending process and the receiving process in the two systems. Then it will send a particular message by using the message passing module. That message will contain the process ID and the message. Then it will received by the receiving process by the help of message passing module. That is about the message passing methods for inter-process communication. Then come to the second method, that is the shared memory. In shared memory, the communication between process using shared memory requires process to share some common variables, or we can say that some common database or common text. When we already studied in the operating system course, to get the synchronization, we use some common variables such as lock and the semaphore to perform the synchronization. That is commonly shared by both the process. It is completely depends on how the program will implement it. That is depends on that depends on the programmer's view. Suppose two processes A and B are executing simultaneously in the system. Then they share some resource or use some information from other process. So A will generate information about certain computation or resources being used and keep it as a record in the shared memory. When process B need to use the shared information, it will check in the record and in the shared memory and take note of the information generated by the process A. Then it will work accordingly. That is the case. That is, A will first send the message M to the kernel part. Then that is a common shared memory. And from there, the process B take the message or information, and it will act accordingly. In the case here, in the case of shared memory, the intervention of kernel is required for all communication. But in the case of message passing, there is no need of it. There is some modification. That is, the first case is the shared memory, second case is the message passing. That is about the message passing. Then come to the process A and B. Here there is one common memory. There is a shared memory is there. Then if a process want to communicate with the process B, it will send that information to process B by using the shared memory. Then before coming to the distributed system, we can compare the two methods. That is, first one is the shared memory methods and the message passing methods. Then in the case of shared memory, region is used for communication, but in the case of message passing, the communication media is used for, that is, we using the send and receive primitives. The shared memory method is used between the process on a single processor system, or we can say that multi-processor system. But in the case of the message passing is used in the distributed environment through communication. That is, it is used for communication between process received on remote machine connected through the network. Shared memory is used within a single system or multiprocessor, but in the case of message passing, it is used in the remote systems, or communicating through remote system, that is independent systems. Then another difference is that the code for reading and writing the data from the shared memory should be written explicitly by the application program, because the common data, the common shared memory is accessed by both the more than one process. So the code for reading and writing is the duty of developing code for reading and writing is the duty of application programmer. But in the case of message passing, there is no need to write the code for reading and writing the shared memory. There is no shared memory. It will based on send and receive primitives. Come to shared memory. If it provides maximum speed for computation, as communication is within the system or through shared memory. But there is a chance of lag of memory in the case of distributed system that use message passing, because it is all that happens through the kernel intervention. That is, a kernel intervention means system calls. Here the process, in the case of the shared memory, the process need to ensure that they are not writing to the same location simultaneously. That is, it is shared by all the process in the system. So it must be ensure that there is they are not writing the some more than one process are not writing to the same location in the system. So there is a chance that more than one process can write data or share data through same shared memory, so the three same location of the shared memory. So it should be avoided. Then it is useful, but in the case of message passing, there is no need to ensure about that, because it is using message passing, so there is no need to resolve the conflict that is happened in the shared memory. When comparing the communication speed or execution speed, the speed of the shared memory is faster compared to the message passing method. Then come to the distributed shared memory. There are two kinds of multiple processor system. That is, the first one is the multiprocessor, and the second one is the multi-computation. Then in the case of multiprocessor, two or more CPUs share the common main memory. Any process on any processor can read or write any words in the shared memory. That is about the multiprocessor. But come to the multi-computer systems, that are each and every processor has its own private memory or local memory. Nothing is shared. These processors are communicating with each other, or these nodes are communicating with each other through network. We can think the multiprocessor as a or traditional classroom. It contains some multiprocessors. That is, if the students are considered as the multiprocessor, they are all sharing the blackboard for viewing the lecture. But in the case of the online classes, each and every nodes, that is, each and every node has, or each and every student has its own private computer or mobile phone to attend the class. So we can map the traditional class as a multiprocessor system, that in that the blackboard is shared by more than one process. The multi-computers we can map to the online class, where each processor has its own laptop or mobile phone. Then the traditional distributed system has been based on the message passing model, in which the process interact and share data with each other by exchanging data in the form of message. We are mainly all the mail distributed systems are mainly work based on the message passing methods. But come to the distributed system, distributed shared memory system is a resource management component of the distributed system that implement shared memory model in the distributed system. Normally we are using the message passing system, but when come to the distributed shared memory, it is a system the resource management component of distributed system that implement shared memory model in the distributed system. That is, distributed shared memory system provides an abstraction for sharing data between processes that do not share physical memory. That is about the definition of the distributed shared memory. The process access a single shared memory, but in fact the memory is not physical memory is distributed. It is a form of memory architecture where the physically separated memory can be addressed as a logically shared address space. That is, here you can see that each and every node has its own physical memory. That part of the physical memory is shared by all the nodes in the system. So it forms the logical or virtual shared space. That virtual space can be shared by all the processes in the system. That is about the distributed shared memory. Here the term the shared does not means that there is a single centralized memory. It is a virtual memory, but shared means that the virtual address space is shared in distributed system. The shared memory model provides a virtual address space which is shared by all the nodes in the distributed system. Then come to the architecture. Here you can see that there are an n number of nodes. Each node have its own private memory, or we can say that physical memory or local memory. And the part of the memory is divided into some blocks. Then that memory is used for the shared memory. That is with the help of mapping manager. Where we assume that a high-speed communication network is used for the connecting the nodes. A simple message passing system allow on different nodes to exchange the message with each other. The memory mapping manager routine in each node map local memory onto the shared virtual memory. That is, if each and every node has a primary memory, that is main memory, the part of the main memory block is used for using as a shared memory. For mapping operation, the shared memory space is partitioned into block. The main memory or of the individual node is used to cache of the shared memory space. The data move between the main memory and secondary memory and between the main memories of different nodes. When a process accesses the data in the shared address space, the mapping manager maps the shared memory address to physical memory. That is, when a particular process accesses data in the shared address space, the mapping manager maps the shared memory address to physical memory. There is some mapping from the shared memory to the physical memory of that particular node. That may be local or remote. The mapping manager is a layer of software implemented either in operating system kernel or as a runtime library. That is about the architecture of the distributed shared memory. Then there are some implementation issues. That is how to keep track of location of the remote data. Then the remote data may be present in any of the nodes in the system. So how to track the location of the remote data is one of the design issues. Then second design issue is how to overcome the communication overhead and delay involved in the execution of communication protocol in system for accessing the remote data. Then how to overcome that is there is some the overhead, because all the communications are possible through the shared memory, so there is some communication overhead is associated with it, or a delays is involved in the execution of communication protocol in the system. So how to overcome it is another design issue. Then the next design issue is how to make shared data concurrently accessible at several nodes to improve the performance. So the availability or concurrently accessibility of the nodes data is another issue in the implementation design issue of the distributed shared memory. It has some advantages. There is first one is the shield programmer from sender or receive primitives. That is hide data movement and provide a simple abstraction of sharing data is one of the duty. That is, programmer don't need to worry about the memory transfer between the machines like when using the message passing model. That is one advantage. Then distributed shared memory is usually cheaper than using the multiprocessor system. Then that is another, that is we are using multi-computer system here. So that is one of the advantage for distributed shared memory. Distributed shared memory provides large virtual memory space. That is when large memory size are available to the programs by combining all the physical memories of all nodes. This large memory will not incur disk latency due to swapping like in the traditional distributed system. Then come to the next point, that distributed shared memory program portable as they use common distributed shared memory programming interface. There is a program written for a shared memory multiprocessor can be run on distributed system memory, system memory, distributed shared memory systems. That is, it can be portable. If it is, we already written the program for a machine can be portable. That is, program written for shared memory multiprocessor can be run on distributed shared memory systems. That is another advantage. Then it can allow passing of a complex structure by reference. Simple. That means that it can handle complex and large database without replication or sending the data at the process. So it allow passing of complex structure by reference, simplifying the algorithm development for distributed application. It also take the advantage of locality of reference by moving the entire page containing the data reference rather than just a piece of the data. Then it is also say that the ultimate number of nodes can be used. There is no restriction to the number of nodes. That is another advantage. So no memory bottleneck in the distributed shared memory. That is another advantage of this distributed shared memory. It also has some the disadvantage. That is, it should provide protection against simultaneous access to shared data in the distributed shared memory. It could cause performance penalty because the common data is shared by all the processes in the system, so it could cause performance penalty. Then another one is the programmer need to be understand consistency model to write the correct programs. So the application program developer should aware of the consistency model to write the correct programs in the distributed systems. That is about the introduction to the distributed shared memory. Then we can see some of the algorithm to implement the distributed shared memory in the next section. Thank you.